Hey guys, Colby here, and today I'm going to be reacting to the evolution of Godzilla made by Animated. So, here we go, in 3, 2, 1.
Since being awoken by atomic bombs, Godzilla has lit up the silver screen. But his looks seem to be ever-changing, starting with the original. Let's go through his theatrical looks and story. Animated.
Here we go!
In his first ever appearance, Godzilla has small arms, thick legs, and dorsal plates down his spine. His pupils are tiny, and he has fangs and pointy ears. After attacking Japan, he gets disintegrated to bone.
It's sad that he got turned into bones.
Godzilla, appears in Godzilla Raids Again. This monster is thinner, with longer arms, a smaller head, and larger pupils. When in close-ups, his teeth appear to be jutting out. Sadly, he's buried in ice. But
it's sad that he got buried in the ice.
Then King Kong vs. Godzilla.
Alright!
Free. He's now in color.
Yeah!
Toeless and has a lizard-like head with yellow eyes, no ears, and no fangs. He faces off against a...
There's been 2 King Kong vs. Godzilla movies. One that came out in 1962, and the other came out in 2021. Anyways, let's keep going.
Giant ape, tumbling into the ocean, only to be washed ashore in Mothra vs. Godzilla. Now he's slimmer, has a wider head, wide eyes, and smooth, shiny brows. As his rampage continues, he gets covered in silk and again drops into the sea. But in Hedorah, the 3-headed monster, he's back, now with a slimmer face and longer tongue. From this film on in the original series, Godzilla now defends humanity from more evil monsters. In Invasion of Astro Monster, Godzilla is thinner, his dorsal plates have more definition, his claws are dull, and his head is rounder. He shows off his new dance moves.
His dance moves are awesome!
Alien mind control. Hedorah, horror of the deep, gives Godzilla less angry brows. He battles against a big lobster, and narrowly escapes an exploding island. In the sequel, Godzilla's neck is elongated. He's pudgier, and his dorsal fins are flimsy looking. His nose is also stubbier, and his eyes are bugged out.
Whoa! What is wrong with his face?
Oh, and he's now raising a hideous son.
He has a son, too.
Monsters,
that's
slimmer.
good.
His face appears more like it did in Astro Monster.
Now that's a much better face.
Again, but once free of their control, he turns on them. For the next 3 sequels, his look remains consistent. In the first, he helps his son face off against a bully. However, this all takes place...
What the fuck is that?
Young boy, so... Moving on. Next, in Godzilla vs. Hedorah, he opposes a pollution monster, and when curled up like a shrimp, he can now fly backwards.
Wow, that is
Godzilla
cool.
vs. Gigan. Godzilla has gained the ability to speak, while his suit, skin, starts ripping during his triumphant battle. He appears slimmer in Godzilla vs. Megalon, with a shorter neck, soft bright dorsal fins, and a round pig-nosed face. He boasts a long-distance dropkick.
Whoa, that's awesome!
Robot. So let's keep going. In the next 2 films, Godzilla has an angrier expression and muzzle. He uses a magnetic upgrade to protect an ancient god from Mechagodzilla. And in the sequel, faces him once more. But this timeline, Godzilla is sent to retirement.
Retirement? There's been so many Godzillas. Let's just keep going.
And 9 years later, a reboot Godzilla appears. This one's taller, has larger dorsal fins, a 4th toe, and his fangs and ears make a return. Although his reign is short-lived as he trips into a volcano, only to explode out in the sequel. He has a smaller head, a more muscular build, larger outer fins, and a cat-like face with a secondary row of teeth. He takes on a giant plant monster, who gets turned into glitter. In Godzilla vs. King Ghidorah, his original form, the Godzillasaurus.
Godzillasaurus? What kind of a dinosaur is that?
Is taken out of the 1940s and exposed to modern-day radiation, turning him into a taller, muscular, and angrier-looking Godzilla. He fights Mecha King Ghidorah.
Mecha King Ghidorah? What kind of a robot monster is that?
then gets dumped into the ocean. In Godzilla vs. Mothra, he's thinner, his dorsal plates are rearranged, and his neck is more ribbed. His head is flatter, and he has golden eyes.
Those things looks like Nintendo 64 games to me.
He battles against Mothra and Batra, and once again is plunged into the ocean and locked in by Mothra's magical powers. But somehow, in Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2, he's back. He has slimmed down shoulders and slimmer legs. He's also raising a blue-toned...
Oh, his baby son looks cute.
The baby Godzilla. This time he's defeated when his butt brain is destroyed.
Whoa!
Revitalized just moments later. Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla features the bulkier original with less detailing in the neck and larger eyes. Godzilla Jr., who is taller and chubbier with a greener color scheme.
Look at that! His son's growing!
And a large flying blue crystallized Space Godzilla, who gets obliterated. In this timeline's final film, Godzilla is glowing orange, and his son now looks more like a hunched version of his
His son's growing even more now.
father. When the original Big G has a meltdown, his son absorbs the radiation and turns into the new Godzilla.
Oh yeah!
But the series would be continually rebooted, dropping him altogether. The first American Godzilla appears as a large mutated iguana with blue dorsal spines and...
What the fuck is that? Look at those arms and legs, like, what the fuck is that?
hanging dewlap. This Godzilla also has hundreds of tiny raptor-looking offspring. But this happy family is easily taken out by basic explosive. Back in Japan, in Godzilla 2000, he appears shorter, with green jagged skin, sharp purple spines, and a reptilian-looking face. While he's nearly swallowed whole, he's good to go for the next reboot, Godzilla vs. Megaguirus, in which he's lighter, with a longer neck, and smaller mouth. He defeats a giant flying insect, and is then sent into a black hole. In Giant Monsters All-Out Attack, Godzilla is formed by the ghosts of vengeful World War II victims. He has smooth charcoal-colored skin, white dorsal fins, and a hunched neck. His face is less lizard-like, with pure white eyes and no ear.
This Godzilla looks like zombie Godzilla.
But this Godzilla is mutilated by a drill missile, leaving only his beating heart behind. The following reboot, Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, re-adds the jagged design elements and introduces a more wolf-like face. In the climax, he's blasted by a beam, adding a visible scar to his chest for the sequel, Tokyo SOS, in which he's covered in silk and again flown into the bottom of the sea. Godzilla Final Wars features a taller, smoother, and more slender Godzilla, with longer ears and red eyes. This Godzilla fights against a multitude of creatures, including an upright
Two Godzillas battle each other. That is awesome.
standing 98 Zilla. Then he and his hideous son head back to the ocean. In Shin Godzilla, he's first shown as a light-colored and
What the fuck is that?
armless creature, but quickly evolves, growing tiny arms and becoming more red with bloody accents. His massive main form is darker with a much longer tail that has a little face on the end. His jaw can unhinge and split.
Whoa!
He has a variety of handy new skills. He'd
That's
also
cool.
learn to reproduce human hybrids from his tail tip, but he's given a freezing agent, ceasing his evolution. The anime trilogy depicts a muscular, rounded Godzilla with a tree bark-like texture. 19,000 years later, he sports beard-like spikes and grows to his largest on-screen size, easily allowing him to become the ruler of Earth. Meanwhile, back in 2014, a plump American
Now, this is the best looking Godzilla I've ever seen.
Godzilla appears. This titan has jagged dorsal plates, wide elephant-like feet, and noticeable gills. He comes out of hiding to stop two hideous star-crossed lovers. In Godzilla, King of the Monsters, he's taller and beefier. His lower half looks less stubby. His tail tip is more blunt, and his dorsal fins are less sharp and artfully glowing.
That's cool.
He's given extra radiation, and after
Wow,
ashes rain
so
down on
awesome.
him, he gets a fiery new look
Wow, his fiery new look is awesome.
and power upgrade, helping him to retain his kingly crown.
Well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to subscribe and like my channel for more. Bye.